Hello, so welcome to this video for COMP3218, Game Design and Development at the University of Southampton. My name's Dave Millard, I'm one of the lecturers in the course, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Luca. I'm one of the demonstrators on the course.
So we've got a few student courseworks to have a look at in today's video. Luca, do you want to say a little bit about what we asked them to do?
Yeah, so for coursework 2, we asked the students to make a game prototype of a game that contains a story that interacts with the game world and vice versa, and has a number of branching choices.
Sounds good. Okay, well that said, let's get on and have a look at our first game. Okay, so our first game is called the Antlered Path, which is a nice title. Here you
go. Nice little splash screen.
Little splash screen, begin journey, quit. We were just talking about the music, and I was saying I've turned the volume down quite a lot, but I still can't hear anything, so perhaps it's enough at this bit. Let's begin journey, see what happens. Ah, there we go. We've got some music coming in now.
There we go. Nice little intro cutscene.
Water, finally. It is so hot outside today. Oh yeah, I like this. At least my horns still look awesome. I really don't get enough appreciation for these. Brilliant.
You said it.
If only my legs weren't so weak. Okay. Oh, okay. Ah, nice bit of animation there. And off he runs.
The circle of life.
Okay.
Oh.
So do... Oh, yep. So I was going to say
You're in control.
No controls, but it's WAS, so we're good. So I can't go left and right. I can just go up and down. I don't think anything else does. I can click or... Okay. So, alright. It's a...
I would imagine if you collide with one of the bushes, the deer gets pushed a little bit closer.
Yeah, or you just slow down.
Yeah.
There you are. So you just slow down a bit. Alright.
Yeah.
Am I gradually pulling away, or is it... I think I am, aren't I? I'm gradually pulling away from it. So it's set, so I think that's right. Ah, here we go.
Nice.
So I've made it to the village. Oh, this is the cutscene. I like these little cutscenes, that's nice.
No, it's good, it's good. It sets the scene more so than text alone could.
Oh, right, okay. I wasn't kind of expecting it to drop into a different mode, but it looks like I can now just sort of explore. And I've got fame and speed, and I've got little characters with clicky. So we do have a pop up. Man, we saw you run a bit of a trouble with a lion there. Not to worry, you are safe with us. Your speed stat determines how agile you are throughout obstacles. All right, okay. So I get the little tutorial here. Your fame stat boosts your reputation across all villages. Pick which stat to upgrade wisely. Okay. Good luck on your Antlered Path. Okay. What do you think this is? It's a field of, I don't know, pumpkins or carrots. Hard to tell. What do you think I have to do? What's my purpose, do you think?
First things first, in my books, would be to talk to some NPCs.
Okay, so I can't talk to that person.
Not this individual.
So maybe it's just the ones with an exclamation mark. Hello. Okay, can I... Oh, that person's got
this one.
Village Elder. You came just at the right time. Our yearly harvest is today, and we could really use an extra hand. Ah, so I've got an option. Catch falling apples with a bucket, +1 fame. Clean up scattered fruit, +1 speed. Alright, so I get a choice. Well, speed wasn't too much of a problem. Should we try the fame?
Let's go with some fame. Let's see how much we can stack that before the game forces our hand with a speed check where the skill's too difficult to do alone.
I can't see how I select. I click, maybe? I click. Apple catcher. Use the arrow keys to move the basket. Oh, it's a mini game. Catch enough apples before time runs out.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. Although our standard advice is not to do mini games. That's not because they're bad. It's just because they take a lot of time to develop. Because effectively everyone is a new game. Okay. So as a mini game, it's a bit strange because I don't know if there's an awful lot of skill with it really, but okay. You collected 15 out of 15 apples. I guess we just want to return to village. Mission completed. That's dropped us at the beginning. So do I have to go back to the Elder? Apparently
well,
not.
we can see our fame has increased by 1 pip. So
it looks like we don't. So let's go and talk to the Elder. Thank goodness for your antlers. Okay. So do you think I just have to go off the left and it triggers another... I run to the next village, maybe? Oh, well, we don't have a choice.
It seems to just happen.
We're kicked out. All right, here we go. So we got that. We got water. Yeah, same again.
Seems like this time the gap gets closed between you a little quicker.
Okay, so it's just more punishing with the obstacles, you reckon?
Yeah. Perhaps it would be less or equivalently so if we added the speed, but because we took the fame.
I quite like the bar above. I'm guessing that if I'm on screen with the lion, there's not an awful lot of point to it, but it does tell me how far down the path I am. And if the lion was off screen, it would tell me the distance as well, so that's quite good. Starting to get a little bit more challenging. Still pretty easy, but... Okay, into the next village. So what do you think fame does?
That's something that I haven't quite figured out yet. Maybe it gives you some amount of, like, leeway if you do get close to the tiger, like someone will come and save you. Sorry, lion even.
We've heard of it. So that guy just acknowledged that they'd heard of me. So
your fame has spread.
Yeah, my reputation precedes me. Let's have a... Okay, there's looks like a village elder. Let's talk to the village elder. Our farmer has been pretty ill for the last few days. Would you be able to help us with our animals? Fight the bull or catch the rabbit? So should we carry on with our fame, or do you think we ought to...
Yeah, let's keep on stacking fame.
Alright. Rapidly press the spacebar to defeat the bull. Reach the end of the power meter before the time runs out. Right, you're about to hear hammering, okay?
Okay,
it's gonna
be
daily,
go for
it's
it.
going to be Daley Thompson's decathlon all over again, right? Okay. Okay, that's interesting. There we go. I'm hammering, we're getting there. There we go. Mini game, I have defeated the bull. Again...
Just a can you mash hard enough within the time period.
Can you mash? Yeah, exactly. Not enormous amount of skill to it, but okay. Return to the village. And my fame's gone up. Thank you so much. We really needed that. Alright. Do I have any choices off the top here or anything? Doesn't look like it. So I'm guessing at some point this is going to fade to black and I'm going to be on my way. Or do you think I have to talk to the elder first?
You may.
His antlers, yours are really strong.
And then does it fade, or do you have to go to the right side? Oh no, it just fades.
It just fades. We're off again. So we still don't have any speed. Maybe I'm overly confident at this. Oh, what do you think that is? Do you think it'll stop me completely if I hit a rock?
Perhaps.
I should test this out because that's a different mechanic, right? So we know that the water and those things slow me down.
They're like foliage.
What does the rock do? Rock
much the same.
Just really slows me down, I think. No, exactly the same. Okay, so it's identical. Alright. So what we've got here is a kind of a sequence of mini games stitched together with these village sequences where you effectively get a choice in the village about which mini game you play, and that has a consequence for the game mechanics. Except we don't know what the consequences of the fame one is, so... Oh.
Ooh.
What was that?
That time we spilled a bunch of the produce in order to get away.
Yeah. The stag who outrun a lion. Everyone here knows who you are. Yeah. So
this lion's holding a grudge.
So I'm guessing that they're reacting this way because of the fame bar, right? So let's see if we go. How do I talk to this fella? Hello. Can I talk to you? No. Can I talk to you? Don't. Oh, I can talk to you around the back. Let me know if you need anything. Okay. Fine. Well, there's lots of people to talk to in this village. Feel free to have a look around. Yeah, I haven't got any money or anything though, have I? So I don't quite know what I'm supposed to be doing other than talking to the village elder and triggering another mini game.
Yeah, we've got a lot of these like sprawling villages with a bunch of you know, tiles and houses and individuals in them, but I think it is just the village elder so far that we've been able to interact with outside the tutorial NPC.
So I can stack the empty crates, or I can navigate the market to collect supplies. So we'll go with Fame. We'll stack the empty crates. We might get eaten by a lion at this point, but press the spacebar when a crate is over the stack to drop it. Stack enough crates before time runs out. Okay. Oh, I've got to stack it on my antlers. Okay.
Aha.
That makes sense. I suppose that was obvious, really, around the scheme of things. Oh!
Oh, there's a good bit of physics involved.
And this is a harder mini game. I like this. The last mini games have been a bit. Oh dear, that's bad. There we go.
Oh dear, you say?
Yeah. Ooh. I thought I was gonna knock the three I had off, like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, I like this. This is the first mini game which has actually got a little bit to it. So
yeah, no.
So do you think I should retry or just give up? I can return to village.
Give it another go.
Let's give it another go. Yeah. So do they? I think they might speed up as well. I'm off. There we go.
Success.
How many crates? Oh yeah, they're speeding up. It's me. That's mean. Oi! Oh no.
Ooh, nearly.
Yeah, stacked enough crates. Good.
That was good. That was good.
That was good. Yeah.
That seems to have some skill involved there.
Yep, a lot more interesting. So you really saved us a bunch of time there. Yeah, thanks. So again, so basically the pattern is that we go to a village. There's a few people with dialogue that looks like it's dependent on whether I was successful, what my fame rating is, and then I have a village elder that basically triggers the mini game and triggers the transition for the next thing.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty solid loop.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder what's going to happen now that we've like maxed out one of our stats.
Yeah. Or in fact, oh, there we go. It's fading to black. Okay, he's chasing us through the village now.
Very surprised villager to see the scene unfolding in front of him. One thing that I've noticed that I appreciate is the difference in background between the running sections. It gives you a little bit of like context as to the location that you're leaving or arriving at.
Oh, he had a
Just for fun, see if you can interact with those NPCs.
I might have missed it. I've kind of found a dominant strategy here down the bottom.
Yes.
Oh dear, that's bad. Perhaps I should stick to my dominant strategy. But maybe it's not dominant if it's useful to talk to the villagers. Okay. Alright, so cutscene again. Okay, we're still going.
This time the lion follows.
Ah. Oh no, there's only one way out of this. I'll have to jump on that rock to get across. Please, legs, don't give up on me now. Alright, so, yep.
Nice. Good.
Very good. That's nice. But I never appreciated my legs. Okay. When the chase came, my antlers did nothing. Yeah, it was my legs who pulled me through. The antler. Okay.
Nice.
So that is the moral of the story. I'm a bit flummoxed by how the morality links to the story, though, right? Because my antlers are the things that got me through, because they were the ones that I did all the mini games with.
Yeah. Perhaps like a moral of coming to appreciate other parts of yourself.
Perhaps. So I suggest we begin the journey, and this time I will take the speed path all the way
Sounds
through.
good.
And we'll see if we get different mini games, and we'll see if we get any kind of different kind of interactions in the villagers. And while I'm doing that, shall we start talking about the presentation, which I think is rather nice.
I think so as well. Yeah, we've got a couple different styles of sprites. You can see
Yeah.
that the deer has more of a defined outline, but I
Yeah.
don't think that that necessarily is a bad thing, because it helps like draw attention to
Yeah.
which object on the screen is the player character.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the typical problem of when you use pixel art, not all the pixels are the same size. So that's the lion, the pixels are bigger there, for example. But
Yeah.
what do you
We've
expect?
got a couple different soundtracks depending on the state of the game. I
Yeah.
can't quite hear as clearly. So have we got like individual sound effects
I haven't.
for anything?
I haven't heard any sound effects. We've just got the soundtrack.
Okay, okay.
But I mean, there are other really nice elements as well. I think the animation is really nice.
Absolutely. The use
and
of the cutscenes.
the use of the cutscenes. So the presentation value is good. The other thing that's part of this is the information design, right? And the information design is really clear. We've got the bar at the top here showing kind of how the race is panning out. We've got the fame and the speed bars. We've got the exclamation marks. We've got the kind of path to kind of guide you
like
around.
click E to interact
Yeah.
when you get close to them.
So all in all, I would say that this easily is at the sort of professional level, kind of complete and perfected. That's good.
Yeah.
The things that go against it, I think the graphics are actually quite appealing. Maybe the things that go against it are, it's not really simple, but it's quite straightforward in appearance, and there's no sound effects, right? But there's some cute little touches, right?
Yeah.
So maybe
I wonder how much of the like environments are handmade as well, because I presume the buildings and such are pre-made, but it seems like some amount of time and effort has gone into designing each individual village as well.
Yeah, they're kind of distinct. So I would say that maybe it's halfway between good and excellent. It's kind of, it has some impactful elements, right?
It does.
Yeah, so maybe it's kind of there. Right, let's see if I can trigger a different cutscene this time. Is that the Elder? Have I missed somebody? Oops. Oh, I didn't speak. No, they didn't speak. So I talked to that person. Do I have to walk off the edge?
Have we accidentally soft locked?
I think there might be. I wonder whether, because we restarted the game, I wonder whether there's a problem with some of the logic not being reset or something.
Perhaps.
Can I... okay, let's restart it and see if it works next time. Okay, here we go. So let's try again. Same thing, I'll go for speed this time.
While we're going through the intro section again, do we want
Yeah.
to start thinking about the mechanics, controls, and bugs?
Yeah, I think so. So we may or may not find a minor bug there, but generally speaking, I mean, certainly on our first run through, it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Right?
We got through a whole playthrough without seeing a bug, so I'd consider that quite successful.
Yeah. So I would say that the gameplay is my immediate gut reaction is that it's engaging. I'm not quite sure if I would say it was all fun. There were elements that were fun, right? So when this got a bit trickier, that became more interesting. But generally, this section is a little bit simple. It feels like it needs another element. So maybe if I could jump, and there were some things I had to dodge and some things I had to jump. It needs a kind of a mixture of things to give it some variety, give it some interest, maybe. And then
I think it does have variety, but between the different mini games rather than within the mini games. Perhaps maybe it lacks like complexity over variety.
Yeah, and again, I think that's the compromise when you do mini games, right? Because as I said, each mini game is its own thing, so you can't develop them fully because you're worried about having to develop 3 or 4 other mini games. That said, the even simple games can be really effective. The crate one was good, right?
Yeah.
The other two, I would say, were less interesting. But they're fine. I kind of went through it and went through the motions. Right. So I would say that the game's engaging with some fun elements, which for me kind of feels like it puts it between a good and an excellent. And just to kind of check that against the the criteria, that means we're looking for multiple mechanics, smooth controls, possibility of a few bugs. And I think that's kind of where we are here with as you said, the multiple mechanics appearing through the mini games, really. So
Yeah.
Clean up scattered fruit. So this is going to be a different game as well, isn't it? So
We'll get to see. Yeah, I think that there's a unique one for every different stat situation.
So okay, so what they've done. Oh yeah, so I've just got to pick the fruit up in the time. Which again,
not that much depth to that mini game either, but again, it adds to the breadth of the mini games available within the Antlered Path.
Yeah, so I reckon our that assessment of sort of between good and excellent is probably about right.
Yeah, I reckon so. Shall we start thinking about the story engine?
Yeah, so we haven't seen, because we've only seen one branch. Is this going to be interesting, right? So I should be going faster now. I don't feel like I'm going much faster, but maybe I slow down.
Do you recover more easily?
Perhaps. If it is, it's quite subtle. So yeah, let's talk about the story, because this is interesting. What is the story, right? What are the story choices I'm making, I should say?
Yeah, the story choices are primarily the choice between gaining speed or fame at each of the villages.
Yeah.
And I think that might be it in terms of the player choices.
So I think as a gaming choice, it's like an apples and oranges choice, right? It's like, not that we know what fame does. I guess we'll find that out here, right?
Or speed, rather.
Yeah, but how can we help you? Yeah, so it's less friendly than the last one.
Yeah. So we get a little bit of interaction to the game world based off of our story decisions in that way. We get a little bit of a different reaction from the villagers.
I think the problem we've got, and again, did he just... hey, our farmer's been pretty ill for the last few days. Would you be able... I think I closed the thing before. Would you be able to help us with our animals? Catch the escaped rabbit. Let's do that. Use the arrow keys to chase the rabbit. Catch it before the time runs out. Or catch it multiple times.
Catch 3 of them.
This is... Yeah, okay. Come here. Come here. Come here, bunny. This is
now we get a little bit of a chance to sympathise with the lion.
Yeah. So this is a bit more... There we go. It's a bit more challenging.
Nice.
You caught the rabbit. Turn to village. Yeah, so I think we're going to struggle a little bit with the narrative section. It's another example, and I think we've had this in a couple of the other games, where what they've done is they've got a story as journey, and they've narrativized mechanical decisions, right?
Yeah.
So they've given a narrative explanation. I mean, they've not even really done that. They've just said, "Here's a choice and +1." It
tells you the mechanical effect of your choices.
So this is just a narrativization of the story as journey, right? Yeah, here we are. You're on your road trip. Good luck, etc. And then the actual choice is not a narrative choice, right? I'm not choosing between narrative events or changing relationships. So it's simply which minigame do you want to play, and this is the consequence.
Yeah.
And that's a real shame, I think.
And then within those mini games, there's nothing about the state of the world or the player that is changed. You come out, you lose and you restart, or you win and you progress.
Yeah. So I think it doesn't mean that there's nothing to be said about the story engine and the agency and all the rest of it. It's just that it's very, very tightly tied to the mechanics of the game, and there's not really any kind of dramatic narrative element to it, right? So if we look at the first thing we've got to look at is the story engine, which is saying how much does the game world impact the story, and does the story impact the game world, right? And the problem is there is no story game world interaction beyond the I've done 2 of the running mini games and I'm at the second village and I get a slightly different interaction, right?
Yeah, so I'd say that that's a little bit of an example then of story to game world, but we're quite missing examples of game world to story.
Yeah, so how do things I do... So in fairness, I haven't been caught by the lion, right? So maybe I should actually try being caught by the lion.
You can see some more of the villager dialogue as well.
I think I accidentally clipped something there. I may have accidentally clicked the...
Okay.
Okay.
I thought that might contain something a little bit more relevant to us having speed over fame.
I think what I did is I might have closed the dialogue before, and then it won't reactivate the dialogue. So it's not so much a bug as a kind of a little condition that's not been caught.
Yeah,
so
an edge case where you can soft lock.
Yeah. So I can activate these guys, but if you hit that little X, you're done. I think that's what I've done again. So I think I'm going to have to restart this.
If you do restart it, do you want to try dying to the lion at the first opportunity and see if that produces any unique situations?
Let's do it. See what happens. Maybe there's a bit more to that. Oh yeah, so it's not even starting. Look, so I think there's something going on with the game restart logic. Let's restart completely.
While you're doing that, I'm opening up the narrative structure flow diagram that the group have submitted with their game, so that we can have a look and see if there's anything we're missing.
Yeah.
So we've got the introduction where the stag visits the pond, a chase scene, or like the first chase scene rather, village 1, and then the choice where you get the speed minigame or fame minigame. Stag returns to the village, speaks to the elder, and then what village has the stag just visited? If it's else, you repeat village 2 and 3. Okay. And then if it's village 3, you go to the 4th chase scene.
Right, let's get caught by the lion. I wonder if it's even possible to be caught by the lion. That'd be interesting. If I hit every single obstacle... Oh, it got me. You got caught by the lion, you're dead. Oh, just retry the lion. Okay.
Okay.
So
it's quite forgiving. That's an appreciable element of it.
Let's talk briefly about story engines, right? So the whole idea of the story engine is that a game can have a narrative without a story engine, and what it does is it just tells you the story of the game. It has a premise, and every level tells a new part of the story, right? And you play the story, and you could even have things like cutscenes and things between them, right? But there's no story engine. All you're doing is you're narrativizing the play of the game. So, what that would look like would be I'm running from a lion, I get to a village, I decide which minigame to play, it has a mechanical decision, I run from the lion again, I get to another village, etc. There's no story state to manage, right? You need a story engine when you have a story, you have events that occur on top of that structure, right? So when that means that narrative events need to happen, or that relationships between characters need to change, and there is kind of narrative goals and sort of narrative purpose to the game, right? And the problem is this really doesn't have any of that, right? So this is very much a story as journey game, and if you were being very, very generous, you would say something like the fame bar is their story engine, right?
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's no story state to take track of. It literally is the fame bar, and as far as I can tell, the only impact of that is when you talk to the first villager, do they recognize you or not, right?
So I've had a little look at the conditions at the end of the flow diagram, and I think that we actually, in our first playthrough,
Yeah.
saw it go a little bit awry.
Ah.
Because the check that's supposed to happen is, does the stag have a fame level of 3 or higher after the 4th chase scene?
Yeah.
If yes, a special cutscene will trigger mid-chase, where the villagers provide the stag with a secret shortcut to the forest, which leads to the ending cutscene. I don't know whether that simply didn't trigger, or we missed that with the NPCs. But then, after that, there's an additional check of, does the stag have a higher fame stat or a speed stat? And then we had a higher fame stat in the end.
Yes.
But I think we got the speed stat ending, because it says if we have a higher speed stat, the stag enters into the forest and is met with a flowing river. It then jumps onto a rock in the river to get to the other side. The lion tries to jump across the river, but it misses and floats away. So we got the high speed ending, despite us having more fame.
So that was why I was so confused and said, but our antlers were the things that got us all the... because we hadn't invested in speed. This, by the way, this minigame is become very difficult purely because the fruit appears randomly, and I've had a couple of games where it's just appeared on the opposite sides of the screen and it's impossible to do it, basically.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
So the alternate ending, by the way, is the stag enters the forest, but it's trapped in the forest because of its antlers. The lion then enters the forest and catches the stag. So perhaps the narrative conclusion to be drawn from that is we spent all of this time becoming more famous using our great and powerful antlers, and those are the things that cause our downfall.
Yeah, that works. Right, see if this... No. Yeah, I did fail to spot one there. I think we were just lucky the first time we played this game, that they were all really close and not scattered miles away.
So, with that additional, intended mechanical context in mind, does that change much on our decisions of the story to the game world and the game world to the story?
Yeah, a little bit, I think. Like I said, it's not that there's nothing. I think I was just highlighting some of the problems. So if we look at them specifically then, game world to story, how does what I do in the game world impact the story? So this one we thought was problematic, right? Because there isn't anything really.
Nothing within the mini games affects the story, and for the purposes of giving marks in the other section, we're considering the binary choice of the elder villager giving you a mini game to be a story decision, not a mechanical decision.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe if you fail the mini game and you come back, does that? But it doesn't change the game, right? It doesn't change the story.
It doesn't change the story.
Yeah. So maybe if I fail at a task and speak to somebody, maybe that's an example of a story failure. An example
game world failure.
An example of the story acknowledging the game world failure. That would be an example of it, right? So let me try that. So we're gonna go through, and we're gonna fail at a mini game, and then see if we just exit to the village. We'll see what happens, and if their dialogue changes, then that's a minimal example of game world affecting story. But otherwise, I don't think there's anything I can do in the mechanical parts that change the story. Here we go. So, which one was this? I don't even know if I have to talk to this person. How can we help you? Wait, there was a lion chasing you. You're safe here, don't worry.
Yeah, so we can see another branch of the example of the text changing based off of our lack here of fame. Yeah. Which is cool and interesting, and I think that definitely counts as an example of story decisions affecting the game world.
Right. So I'm going to not catch the rabbit. I'm going to just run around uselessly and then exit and see what happens. Let's talk about the other one then. So yeah, story to game world. So if you take the choice of what you're going to do, there's a clear thing where it triggers a different mini game, right?
Yeah.
So I think again it's a very it is a big difference to the experience because it changes the mini game you play, but it's quite blunt and simplistic, right? So for story to game world, a pass would be a few sparse and minor examples of where the story impacts the game world, and a satisfactory would be some examples. For me, at best, it's maybe a satisfactory.
Yeah. And that's for story to game world.
That's story to game world. Right.
Game world to story.
Right, let's have a look.
That's the one where we had a little bit more of a contention with it.
So he just said this. He's just given me a neutral answer. Let's talk to the. So I failed, right? That's. Hey, our farmer has been pretty ill for the last few days. Would you be able to help us? So no difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't think of anywhere where we've got an example of game world to story.
So would this be an absent then?
Yeah,
perhaps?
I'm trying to think. Is there anything? So we're running. We've got the running mini game. If you die, you just restart. If you get to the end, you get the same thing. You get the mini games in the villages. If you succeed, it progresses the game. If you fail...
Well, there was one thing. There was the secret alternate path. If you have fame of 3 or higher, then in the final chase cutscene, you can exit the chase early. That may have been the little NPCs with the... arrows above their head, so that you were doing the optimal strategy, and therefore you couldn't get them.
So there's an example, right? And so I think, and you maybe could argue that it has a big effect on the experience, but it's very simple, which is if you complete the mini game, you can progress the story. It's like the most basic version of game world to story. So a pass would be a few sparse and minor examples of where the game world impacts the story. Poor would be some support for story limits to the game, but the game world has no real impact on the story. So it's probably not at the poor level. The question is it sort of between a poor and a pass, or is it a pass based on those people that you can use to exit on the final thing?
I might say between a poor and a pass for game world to story, and then between a pass and a satisfactory, maybe even a satisfactory on game world to story.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, story to game world.
I think you're right. I think that's the way I'd put it. Mission completed. Alright, so we've got maximum speed now. So this is the one where we should get... Oh, I do feel quite flighty. So this is the one where we should get the ending we got last time.
Yes.
So it is worth saying...
Maybe it'll be inverted. Maybe it was, we'll get the fame ending now.
Yeah. Let's see.
And also, not to distract you from the gameplay, let's also think about the richness of choices. So
before we get there, sorry, just a little comment, which is, am I actually any faster? When I was running around the village, I was faster. But am I actually any faster in this section? Doesn't feel it.
Not that I can notice.
And also, I'm thinking that kind of back in Meaningful Play, we said there were may have some minor bugs. Getting the wrong ending isn't really a minor bug, right?
That is a pretty major bug.
So
we'll see if this ending actually occurs, because if it's a swapped ending, that's one bug, but if it's an inaccessible ending, that's a bit more serious.
Yeah. There you go, what happens? Yeah, see, I'm definitely moving quicker in here, look.
Yeah. Damn, he really doesn't like you with the low fame.
No. Dragging along. Okay, let's go and talk to the village elder. Some of the villagers could really use your help.
So, one thing I've noticed, we've already maxed out our speed.
Yeah. Navigate the market to collect supplies. Well, I'll do that, because I want to get the other extreme ending. But you're
Yeah,
right.
and then we'll get to see all of the mini games as well.
Oh, what did I have to do? Navigate the market.
Navigate the market.
Oh, without getting hit. Oh, it's Frogger. It's Frogger with villagers, basically.
This one's a bit more complicated as the mini games go.
Yeah, I like this one. It's a lot harder and more interesting. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, just flipped him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is another one of the I like this a moment of invulnerability when you restart as well.
Those people have somewhere to be.
They really do, don't they? Oh no!
Whoa!
It's taken out. Let's cut this side. Oh. So
you may not make it this run.
Unlike Frogger, it's not discreet, so if you can get half clipped. So you're not.
This is a thing that we talk about sometimes in the lectures about the fairness of hurt boxes and hit boxes.
Yeah.
With your player colliding with enemies or obstacles, sometimes it's a little nicer for the player if their hitbox is a bit smaller than their sprite.
Where do I have to go?
Okay.
Oh, the crate's at the top. Oh, right.
Crate's
Okay.
at the top.
Lucky I got
Successfully
there.
arrived at the crates.
Return to village. Okay.
So now we maybe have 5 out of 4 speed, but we might have 4 out of 4 speed.
Let's find out. Wow, you are so nimble. How did you squeeze through those gaps? What was that noise? The lion has broken into the village. Ah, okay. So yeah, okay. So this is the ending we got last time, isn't it?
If we see that there are not any NPCs along the top row about halfway through, then we'll know that that was triggered correctly by the amount of fame.
Yeah.
If we do see them, make sure you try and interact with them. But here we are.
They're there. You do not have enough
There you
fame
go.
to unlock this. There we go. All right, so there's an example.
Yeah.
So okay,
we can confidently say that one was real then.
So the good news for them is that means that our ratings for the story engine are right, and they get some credit for that. The bad news is that there is no alternative ending, right? We're just triggering the same ending. So I think in terms of bugs, we probably not have to knock them down half a rating for meaningful play.
Yeah,
because I would say that's a more serious bug. Okay, and
then we
now,
get the speed ending.
Now the ending makes sense, right? There we go. Let's do it. So okay, so we were about to talk about richness of choices.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about the. I love that little cutscene. That's great. This is about the number of choices they make and whether they're interesting choices. And by interesting choices, we mean. Are they calculations, or are they kind of moral grey choices, or things where you genuinely have to make a decision, sort of a values-based decision, right? Right. And this is the key, right? Because the choices are so tied into the mechanics that I would
get a binary choice at the end of each cycle.
So I would say that they are basically calculations. You're just like. You could argue, I think if you're being generous, that I said that they're apples and oranges choices. It's like, you want which of these good things do you want, right? But you're not really making narrative choices. You're not saying, oh, I kind of, I don't like this village, therefore I'm not going to help them, or this person's been rude to me, so I'm not going to do that, or, I've got a sense of the character of the stag, and the stag wouldn't do that thing, so it doesn't encourage you to kind of role play or. So I think that the interestingness of the choices is a real problem, right?
Yeah. We've got the one additional wrinkle of the high fame option giving us the alternate ending cutscene. That adds some interest to the choices.
But that's not part of the choice, is it? That's just... You don't really know what the fame is for, because it's not flagged to you. So you've got no reason...
I suppose...
You know,
If you do the speed route first, and then you get the pop-up saying not enough fame for this ending, you can choose to go back.
right? But I mean, that's pretty bad, I think, is it? Or pretty weak is a so okay. So a pass would be some choices, but only a few interesting choices. Poor would be few choices, player agency is problematic. I kind of think it's there. If you were being very generous, you might say, well, you've got a choice in every village, so maybe you might say it's halfway to a pass, where it says there are, there are some choices, but only a few are interesting choices.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, if we were generous, we'd say halfway between a poor and a pass, but the fact that they don't really have a strong narrative, that it's just narrativizing a standard journey, that's really causing them problems, because there are no proper narrative choices to make. Yeah.
I'm with you.
So
in terms of the storytelling techniques, how's the pacing of the narrative?
Yes, the pacing. It is quite flat. It does tick up at the end, I guess, with the lion chasing you through the village, and that's a bit of a change of pace, and the options in the final run. But that's really it. I would say it's flat with a minor tick up at the end. And again, the narrative, the stakes of the narrative don't get higher, or kind of, the events don't get bigger or kind of more serious.
You get some progressive feedback from the NPCs about the path that you're choosing, but that doesn't then change your options. That you're still presented with the same choices. Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna do the fame route and see if I can. If we get there in time, we might not. If we get there in time, I'm gonna see if I can exit. So I think
alternate ending.
Yeah. So I think for pacing, what would a pass be?
A pass would be pacing unclear or flat, and then satisfactory would be some ascending pacing.
Yeah, I would say it's probably at the pass level. There's a little tick up at the end, but I think that's more mechanical than narrative, really.
In terms of the storytelling techniques, then, we've got actually quite a good amount of techniques used here, and I think quite effectively as well.
Yeah, so we don't really have much environmental storytelling, but we do have a nice picture painted of these villagers, and they're different. And we've got the dialogue, we've got some flavour text in the dialogue, and we've got the cutscenes. And we've said a couple of times the cutscenes we've seen are really nice, really well done.
Yeah.
So actually, I would say that we've got at least a good, which is successful use of more than one technique. What would be
an excellent would be use of more than one game writing technique, and mechanics support the theme.
So I guess they're trying to get there with the whole speed thing, but
I mean, the mechanic of the alternate ending does support the theme as well, of if you've got the higher fame, the villagers will help.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all the way to an excellent, but it might be between a good and an excellent.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think part of the problem is that actually that's one of the parts of the game that's broken, because the speed doesn't manifest in the mini game, and we haven't seen the ending where we haven't seen the fame ending with we've just seen the speed ending. So I think maybe halfway between the two. We'll give them the sort of benefit of the doubt that they designed that and that's in here. So does that take us to feedback?
Yeah, that's the last section. Let's have a look. This section's unfortunately a little short, so the feedback and response was to consider how the fame stat could also affect the game narrative instead of just the speed stat. With that, we added extra cutscenes that are only unlockable with a high fame stat, as well as extra dialogue options that are only available with a high fame stat.
Right, okay. So we did say that, in terms of the story reflecting the Yeah, the problem is it's sort of story to story, isn't it? You're kind of making these choices, and yeah, because you can't fail at the mini games. That's the problem. If you were able to fail at the mini games, they would actually have some way of saying the game world is actually affecting the story.
Yeah.
But because you can't, it's kind of a bit limited. So okay, so I think that was a sensible thing to try and do, but I don't think it's been fully successful.
Yeah.
Was there anything else?
And that is the beginning and end of the feedback and response. That is the one point.
It's quite short. Okay, so a pass would be feedback was addressed, but the changes have had limited success. A poor would be the feedback was not addressed well, although there have been some other positive changes. I mean, there's not a lot of feedback they've talked about, really. I would say that maybe a pass is slightly generous for just a single point of feedback.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I don't think it's quite at the poor either,
No,
so maybe in
no.
between again.
I think so, to reflect the fact that they have very limited feedback, and what they did, they did make a kind of a change, and that was, did have some sort of limited success. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's the end of the scheme. So what's your kind of final thoughts?
I think that this game has a lot of good things going for it individually. We got quite a good I don't know, a view of the presentation. It's a nicely presented game, and I think the storytelling techniques used are quite effective. I do think that it misses out a little bit on that interactivity between the story and the game. It seems that they're quite happening separately to one another.
Yeah. I think there's some really nice things on here. I think the presentation is really good, and that extends not just to the game but also to the storytelling techniques and the cutscenes. I'm just making this worse now. I think the real problem is in the lectures we very explicitly say you only need a game engine, right, for drama stories, right, where there are dramatic events. You don't need one if you're doing story as journey. And what they've done is they've done a story as journey game, and as a result of that, their narrative engine, their story engine is absolutely minimal. And they've managed to pick up some points or some marks elsewhere just by having nice narrative elements and delivering the story well. But that's really hurt them in terms of what we asked for, right? So it's just a sort of fundamental misunderstanding of what the coursework was doing. And it's a shame because the game they've delivered it's got lots of moving parts. It's presented beautifully. Some of the mini games are more successful than others, but it has some genuinely fun elements. So... yeah,
I think credit where credit is due on the just sheer variety of mini games.
Yeah.
No individual one of them is the most deep game, but there is I think 6 of them, if not more. And in terms of learning Unity and getting better at your game development skills, I can imagine that this coursework was very impactful in that way.
Yeah. Presumably a useful way to divvy up the tasks in the team as well. But yeah. Good. Shall we move on to our next game?
Nice.
Okay, so our next game is called Next Ruler Please. So it has a sort of resonance with Papers, Please, or Next Ruler Please. Okay, so little intro screen.
We can begin our adventure.
No music. Oh yeah, here's some music. Okay, I'm not sure what to do.
So we've got health that we've just healed by 999. We've got no bags of money.
And WAS to move. Oh, E to... I was about to say nothing to say what to do, but yeah, WAS to move. Person over here, E. Here you come, kid. Press space to continue. I like the little pixel graphic.
Yeah. You got a few different art styles going on, but I don't think they clash too bad.
No, kind of it. I think I'm always wondering how they've generated it. It almost looks like they've given one of those images to an AI and it's generated the other one or something.
Yeah.
doesn't it? Because look, it's kind of interesting. Right. I must assign his final mission to you. Our village will be unstable if we have no established ruler. You have to send ambassadors to the god, which is located in the Snow Mountain, to entreat for a king. Okay. Yeah, the guy's already waiting outside. Let's get going. Don't let everyone wait. Press tab to check your bag. Oh,
Nice.
Health, damage, speed, cooldown. Yep. And I've got...
It's good to see that that's highlighted in a different colour in the text. Because having little, like, instructional stuff put in the game that's more important.
Yeah, so I can't click on any of these other ones yet, but...
You may need to exit the text if you can.
Yeah, how do you do that? Ah, space. If you need more food, go buy some at the shop on the east side of the square. Good luck, kid. Right, okay. Well, maybe we should try and... We haven't got any money. I thought he stood outside. East side of the
Mountain in the north.
square. So this is the square. Bunch of people I can talk to. Poor soul, our revered one. Is it real? Will the next one be better than the last one?
Ooh.
Okay, so it's all sort of flavour text. Didn't they say do something, a shop on the east side of the square? Well, this is the east side of the square. Who's this person? I can't interact with that person. Can't go in the shop. Nothing over here.
Exits, it seems.
Haven't talked to them yet. Okay. Let's get going. Head north. I want to get home early. Alright, so we have an instruction. I'm sure they said get some supplies. Alright, let's just go north.
Snow Mountain.
Hang on, is that someone I can't interact
priest
with? Priest? Snow. Do you think this is the way to Snow Mountain? Good.
I wonder.
Nice signposting. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I was expecting.
There's a bit of a path to the right. Just for completionist's sake, I want to know what's over here.
You're right.
Oh, this might be the next actual bit of the path. The upward path may have been the side, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's cool. You can see you get a different amount of damage on the skeleton there, whether it's got its shield up or whether you're interrupting it.
Let's try up here then, to the north. See, I can interact with the E. Oh, I know this was the way to Snow Mountain.
Okay.
Thieves frequently appear here. It's a slightly jarring change of graphical style. The fighting is... I click to attack. I don't think it told me to do that. I just sort of... But I don't feel like I'm in any kind of control whatsoever.
Is it a bit, like, slippy or
well, I'm just actually
delayed?
I was wondering if that was deliberate, but I don't think it is. It's that when you attack, it's like... So if I'm stood like that and I attack, where do I do damage to? See?
Might just be like a little area in front and around, but it's a bit unclear.
Yeah. Okay, let's go through here. Okay. Travellers, what brings you to this place today? Okay. Finally, we are here. Thankfully, we defeated the...
Oh,
Who's
they're with
that?
us. There was a couple of the NPCs. So we're this fellow with the like checked shield, and then there was a couple of individuals from the village as well that seem to be with us.
Okay, we have enough to come across. Okay. The weak need leadership and guidance. Understand there happens to be a suitable candidate. Your wish has been granted. A ruler has been chosen. Go back. Okay. Oh, and we're back here. And
a little bit of fast travel.
E. Oh, ask about the village. You seem to have trouble just passing through. I'm kind of a bit lost. Have I missed something here? So I need to ask because he was with us a minute ago. Ask about the village. Terrible. Okay. What's happening now? Is there a
I'm not
threat?
sure how important each of these individual characters are. Given they're not expressly named, I assumed they'd be a bit less
Yeah.
important. But considering they were there with us,
Yeah.
talking with the Queen? Question mark.
Yeah. I've now got a thing saying talk to panda. I remember this from
I
the
saw the
Let's...
panda to the south.
Yeah, I remember this from Let's Play. There is literally a panda and a giant pixelated bamboo. There it is. Look at that.
Wow,
That's a big
that
bamboo.
certainly goes
Look at it go.
way off the top,
Way off the top.
like the very
Alright.
long dog of Undertale.
Let's talk to the panda. Please give me a panda. Yeah, there he is. Climbing down from the sky took me quite a while, you know. Okay.
So that's
What?
where he came from.
Is this the new leader? Has
This
the
is the
god
bamboo that came from the sky.
has the god summoned a bamboo climbing panda? I always wanted to visit this land, which is full of nature and peace. He lets out a booming laugh. Are you the new ruler? This is a very random story. I am the new ruler appointed by the god. You're the only one daring to approach me. Could you do me a favour? Choose the most tactful option. Your communication skill will disarm the enemy and weaken their strength.
Okay.
What enemy?
I presume we're having like a conversational battle here.
Oh, you think? I was wondering if it was something like setting us up for a battle later on. Well, should we do what's my goal? Do I want to do this or not? Good day. What might you require? All right. Okay. Could you help me carrying this bamboo to my house? The orange one just beside the square. Okay. Please help me cut down the bamboo. All right. So if I
Seems like an awful lot of bamboo. Oh, and
Yeah.
it's one. Okay.
There we go. And I take the orange one. Isn't that his house? Isn't this your house? Tell me about the
This is
recent
our
events.
vague father figure who
Yeah.
called us like lad earlier.
It makes me miss the old days. Yeah, I kind of liked our old ruler. The new one, well, he's a panda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess we put... Oh, yeah, panda's in here. Panda here to have a massive pile of gold.
Okay.
You did it. As a reward, I will tell you the secret about this pile of bamboo. It's not just normal bamboo. Its form shifts according to the owner's will. A weapon or a symbol. See my nunchucks. They're actually the same thing.
Uh-huh.
Why bother asking me to carry them? Right, it's time to clean my new house. Okay. Hand over the bamboo to the panda. E? You did it. As a reward, I will tell you the secret about this pile of bamboo.
Uh-huh.
We just did that, didn't we?
We may be missing a check there for the next bit of the story to pop up on our to-do list. Oh, okay.
Go
Just
home.
go home.
That was our home. Oh no, that's our home. With home written on it. Yeah, okay. Maybe put this fella outside our home, since he seems to be... I don't know, maybe he's just been turfed out by a panda. It's hard to tell.
Okay, so we've
Find it-
healed.
We healed. You find it rather noisy outside. Alright. Talk to the people.
So
Okay.
I guess going home there was just to show us that we do heal by going there.
Yeah. Ask about the village. Quite astonishing. What? That you've been ruled by a panda? I mean, that is quite astonishing, I suppose. We've finally become wealthy. Okay. Oh, okay. So it's not bad. It's good. Is there a threat? The god's protection is fading faster than we thought. A villager went to the northeast ruins this morning to pay respect to his ancestors and came back terrified. And the dead were walking. Well, like that zombie we
saw a little bit of that
skeleton we ran
earlier.
to, yeah. Alright, I cannot leave the town getting God. I need you to go to the ruins. Please put these skeletons back to rest for their sake and for ours.
Okay.
Okay.
New quest.
So, do you want me to do... Scattering gold, he spots you in both. You really say, I think you'd be the perfect choice as my deputy. Why don't you draw a prize on everyone's behalf? Everyone wins 23 gold. You are truly my right-hand man. There are many tasks waiting for us to handle. I must return to Snowmatic Code to report on matters. I believe I can. The vault key safe. What? You've been assigned some odd jobs. Just go home. But I had the other task. E. Is there a threat? With that over.
Will this now reinstate the skeleton task?
No, it won't. It won't do it. Shall I go and fight the skeletons anyway and see what happens?
Sure.
I'm a bit lost.
Also, 23 gold is a very specific number. It leads me to believe it might have been randomly drawn, but for what reason?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 skeleton, plus the one that you got earlier.
Okay, I'm also not entirely. This is just sort of random clicks, really. I think there's a cooldown on my attack.
Yeah, it seems to have like a lot of startup and then a quick swing.
And then a lot of cooldown.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go back. So we've killed it does say Restless Bones at the top. So somehow we went back onto the Restless Bones mission. Perhaps by fighting the skeletons. There we go. Is there a threat? You have returned. Is the area quiet? Dead or at rest again? Here is your payment. Darkness.
100 gold, wow.
Okay. And then it says go home. I'm very confused.
Sure.
Let's go home. Talk to the people. Oh my life, they're all here. That's got to be intimidating, right? You walk out your door in the morning and the entire village is stood around in a circle. That's got to make you think,
It was a little Weeping Angels-esque where we saw them, we headed into the home, popped back out, and they were instantly on top of us.
What? I get the same 3 prompts. I find that odd as well. And like, ask about the village you seem to have trouble just passing through. So ask about the village. It's like, I'd like to buy
Currently our goal is to give cash to everyone.
A gift. Could you spare me some? Do we give them? Go and. What's the difference between give and go and celebrate with your girlfriend? I'll just give them
a good
money.
Question.
There you are. I give some money. I've got no reason not to give you money. There's magical.
Has that killed the dialogue?
There we go. Yes.
Okay.
E. Ask about the village. Yeah, go on then. You have some more gold. It's magic.
That hasn't removed any from our stockpile, it would seem.
No. I can buy some new ones. Yeah, alright. So I think we're giving them money from the magic money vault. Oh, okay.
Okay, and our communication skill has improved by ++.
Yeah, okay. I'm still incredibly lost as to what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. Tell me about recent events. Okay, so you've got to ask them about recent events or how they're doing in order to... Oh, has the village accepted and deleted it? You seem unable to recall how much you gave away. I must go and check the vault in the ruler's house. Wasn't that the ruler's house? Give cash. Well, you told me to give cash to everybody. Okay, the vault's empty. Oh, E. The safe was almost empty. Would you mind coming back again?
Okay.
Alright, so... I don't know what I'm doing.
Now they're back outside of this house.
You must explain this matter. Why has it received less and less each day? When I eventually know they were all fakes. Oh, and the panda's back.
Okay, so now he's explaining.
It's a panda ex machina. Kick
his ass!
Kick his ass! Wow.
That's really good.
Wow, okay. Oh, my life.
Oh my goodness, we actually are.
Ow. He's a mighty panda. Ow, 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 ow. Get off.
He's got a multi-attack.
He does. I just have to be patient. Oops. Just accept that I've got a very...
The battle's about even. Classic bait and punish strategy.
Yeah.
I know it's not made a huge difference, but I do respect and appreciate the combat intricacies of when you get 10 damage versus 20 damage.
Yes. Yeah, it's a nice little difference, isn't it? Oh.
Finish him off. It's Mortal Kombat.
E? Oh. Go home. Talk to Elder.
This is the Elder.
Things have finally settled down. All that sorting out to tell me feelings of my headache would never end. I'm sorry I doubted you. Such a lie. I cannot fathom it. You must once again petition the gods. We shall trouble you, make your journey once more. Oh, it's not over. I've still got to go to the gods.
Well, yeah, it's next ruler, please. I presume we're going to get another ruler.
So as you know that Aru just stopped breathing. His final mission to you. What? This is the same as from the beginning, isn't it?
Oh,
we forgot about the tab. We still don't have anything in the bag. This is very odd. Okay, all right. So, all right, they kind of seem to realise that the panda was here and was a terrible ruler.
Okay.
Who'd have thought?
Snow Mountain in the north again.
That a large...
Returning to... Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So I guess we go back to the thing. Yeah. I was just about to say, who'd have thought that some random panda would not be a great ruler?
Who descended from the sky on an incredibly large a stalk of bamboo.
Yeah. What brings you this time? A new ruler, preferably not, some random animal. Your wish has been granted.
Last time.
Okay, talk to lizard.
Alright, we got the panda, we got the lizard.
She hasn't learnt. It's a lizard.
I recognise him from the splash screen.
It's a lizard. Do you think they were going through comedy and absurdity? Is that the point here?
It's been a little bit dreamlike.
Dear fellow villagers, I'm an appointed ruler. Just some random lizard. It's a great honour to serve you. People, prosperity will follow. Crowd cheers. Because after all, who doesn't cheer when a lizard turns up and tells you you're going to be rich?
Yeah.
A new life. What a complete different atmosphere than before. Feels like my headache is gone. Okay. She says, just go home. Shall I go home? I guess. I don't know. Go home. Talk to lizard. But I did. Okay. Oh, all the people have gone. They've done the angels thing again. You're quite well known in the village. Yeah, I have a favour. It's still in the planning stage. I want to a tourist city, not just a village. With tourism driving the economy.
That's good.
But I want to start a project with a Ferris wheel. Sure. I'm slowly getting into the swing of this. A Ferris whale. Oh, it's a giant wheel. Okay. For a minute there, I thought we were literally going to get a Ferris whale.
That's quite the visual image.
I want you to be my herald. The others can't grasp how quickly the world is changing. The house... why not? What? The construction site is situated to the north of the square, next to my house. So do I have to persuade the villagers?
Okay.
No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a shop.
Yes, we can spend some of our hard-earned gold.
What would you like to spend it on?
Well, we can afford mostly anything.
Should we get a lizard ring or this?
Let's get a lizard ring
or this curious parchment. What are they? Heal ring, a sacred ring that amplifies.
Okay.
I can boost communication skills. Stores health. Increases a warrior's stun duration.
Speed.
I
Health.
don't know. Health.
Damage.
Should we? Can't quite get the
damage is the one that's out of
Hastens your basic attacks. Well, actually, sounds pretty good. What was that one? Should we get this one and this one maybe?
Yeah, sounds good.
How do we buy them?
Double click E, something like that.
E?
No, E closes the menu. Maybe if you click on the second portrait that it shows.
No. There appears to be no way to purchase these fabulous items. It's got here. Okay, alright, there's only so much not being able to buy stuff. Right, so he said north of the square. Oh, I can talk to the priest, no? Peace be with you. The head of powerful creatures can release immense mana. Okay, talk to the lizard. Oh my god,
there's
it's
the
a
Ferris whale.
With little construction people.
Yeah, that's good.
God, here we go. You've worked hard as well. Thank you. It's been overwhelmed overseeing the bridges and the harbour has left me exhausted. I do hope the Ferris will be finished by next month. Just go home. I don't feel a lot of agency. I've got to be honest. I'm kind of.
It does feel a little like this crazy world is unfolding out in front of you, and you're just kind of walking through it.
Yeah. How's things going in the village? They built some random Ferris wheel. Oh dear. Our city. Good news, tremendous news. What's the good news? Well, everyone is here. We'll make this announcement. I spent many years in politics. And through those days in the Council of Pass, I'm truly grateful. For your backing, I've pushed forward major projects that greatly improve life here. Right. Because of my achievements, I'm going to be nominated as a candidate for the presidency. What's that? He's going to step down as ruler. He's going to appoint a deputy and announce the details after internal discussions. Okay.
So one thing that I'm gleaning from this story here is the inspirations from the Aesop fable. So for the context, when we asked the students to develop the story, we gave them 3 of Aesop's fables as a starting point to inspire their story. Mm-hmm. And I think that this one has followed the narrative structure of the frogs asking for a king a little more closely here. So the narrative being centered around repeated deposition of rulers, where each ruler is not actually improving over the last one, and that the townspeople or the frogs end up getting preyed upon by the heron, the final of the kings.
Okay, let's see if we get a heron. Yes, I know it's not fit to carry people. Dear.
So I think the lizard's the stand-in for the eel, who has the easy and good nature.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we're getting a Ferris wheel and some slightly light-hearted goofs and gaffs.
Actually, I'm in homeland. All right. Just go home.
Just go home.
Okay. Go see the Ferris wheel. Oh God, I dread to think. What's the lizard built? Oh, he's not joking. He's built a Ferris wheel.
That seems effective.
Okay, there's the Ferris wheel. Welcome, my lords. We're weary from the journey. Okay, yes, this is the village. Oh, there's the 2 lords. Okay. It rises high indeed. Riders today. It may not bear riders. See, okay. So this is. I'm being asked to lie for the lizard, right? So do I do that, or what do you reckon? What do you think we should do?
I think you should give it a ride.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I want to see what happens if it all falls apart. Oh my goodness!
Gazes at you in surprise. Someone's going to ride it, feeling unbearably heavy. The great wheel creaks in the wind. A sudden crack, and it topples backwards. Whoa! Don't think you can run. Oh, look at that!
Another lizard's mad.
Oh! Look, he kind of has this a weird lizardy attack.
He does. He's monitor lizards. Is that the right one? I forget the one that can like flay open its
flare open
neck
its
flaps.
Yeah. We also push him back a bit. I was going to say, aren't we supposed to be faster? But we didn't actually buy the stuff in the end, did we?
No. The frilled lizard, that's what they're called.
Yes.
So, I feel like
here we go.
I've been so mesmerized by what's going on in the game that I've neglected to bring the mark scheme into things. Do you want to start thinking about that?
Yeah, I guess we have to. Right, the final enemy. Alright, I think we might be on the final bit anyway.
Yeah, we get the third ruler.
Your purpose needs no words. So, presentation, right? Let's just do this quickly. So, it's a little bit all over the place, but it has its certain charms, right? I quite like these character portraits that pop up that seem to be generated from the graphics. They're quite nice. I don't mind the fact that if the front layer, if you like, the GUI layer looks different from the game world, but that's consistent. That's sort of okay. But it's a little bit messy. It's a little bit all over the place. You know, the Ferris wheel graphics were fun, but they looked a bit incongruous. We've got music, but I don't think we've got any audio. And information design. Our health's very clear, but it's not quite clear where my attack zone is. I've got no idea. If I press tab, this thing comes up, but we haven't used it for anything.
The quest, like tracker on the top is a good bit of information design. I think
it is good, but again, what makes one quest come in front of another, I have no idea. There's no way to select quest or anything. So it feels a little bit of a hodgepodge. So
it does have a lot going on, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah. So I'd say it's definitely workable. That's kind of the satisfactory level. But I don't think I'd go as high as professional, at the good level. So for me, it's probably satisfactory, I think.
Yeah, I think that's quite fair.
And then as for play, that's interesting, because there's not really a lot of play. I can explore, I've got the dialogue options, and I can attack monsters.
Yeah, the combat has like a little bit of variety in it. We've seen a few different attack patterns. Yeah. There's a little bit of skill-based decisions on how you want to time your attacks in the weak points that the enemies provide.
I have to say that the story is kind of mesmerizing. So if there's anything about it that's engaging, which is at the good level, it's probably the kind of totally random story. Like, I'm dying to find out what's going to happen next, because it could be literally anything.
Yeah.
But as far as the game itself is concerned, I would say it's kind of, it just about staggers into the playable category, possibly.
So we'd have playable, simpler game with fewer mechanics, usable controls, may have some minor bugs.
Yeah.
Or challenging, simple game with few mechanics, awkward controls, may have serious bugs. So yeah, somewhere between those two.
Yeah, I think kind of... Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think the simplicity of the mechanics probably put it between the two. Oh, look. It's a Minotaur.
A Minotaur?
Or a Minotaur.
Minotaur?
The entire village will be razed to the ground. It's just not such a great ruler. With such feeble efforts. For you no contentment.
Oh, damn.
Do I still have
do I still have any comrades I can ask for help?
It is futile. I don't appear to have any comrades.
Do you want to?
I have to.
Yeah. Do you want to go and find some of the NPCs, perhaps?
Oh, so he's like, yeah. If you want to go off and get some friends to beat me up, that's no problem. But I don't really have any.
I mean, there's the priest, there's the other
Oh,
knight fellow.
there's a
Oh,
person here. You're carrying something dangerous. That's the weapon of Panda, isn't it? If you strut around the village with that, the angry locals won't take kind of it. What? As a trade for stealing away that history, I'll give you a new weapon. Archer unlock. Press
okay.
P to open the class change panel.
That's
Wow.
a whole new thing.
Wow! I'm in the final stages. I've got a whole new thing going on. The bow suits you better now. It carries no complicated past. P. Class change.
My goodness. So we can be an archer or perhaps a cleric? This is like when you're playing a game and 70% of the way through it hits you with the dating sim section.
This is random. Okay, there's a shop up here. Maybe I can buy stuff now? There's a thing for...
Can you like
I've got
click
loads
and
of money
drag them
now.
at all?
I've got loads of money. Maybe if I take the... Yeah, can I drag? Yeah, drag,
Space,
double click.
enter.
Enter E. No, E just takes me out.
E just closes it.
Space closes it. I just cannot buy it. I've got no idea what to buy. Alright, okay, we give up. Right, let's
That's a
go.
shame.
So, oh, there's a priest. Go talk to the priest. You come and help me fight the Minotaur. I can feel the raw power. You did well to retrieve it. Oh, we picked something up, apparently.
Okay.
What did we pick up? Oh, so now we can become a priest.
All 3 classes unlocked.
Oh, I see. It sort of uses magic.
Okay.
Well, that's random. Alright, I want to be an archer, I think. Oh, and we've got a person here. Oh, 2 people. They just stood behind a tree. The new room is telling our homes. The gods are angry we are finished. Oh, they're all there. They just stood behind a tree.
Ah,
They're all standing behind a tree.
that's good.
Okay. You recall the former rulers, if they can still lend their aid. Okay.
Okay.
Where are they?
So all of the prior kings for the big bad.
Well, where do I get the former rulers from? Do you think they'll just turn up if I fight? I shall defeat you now. Oh dear.
Ooh, 40 damage. That's a lot.
Yeah, I thought the archers might be a...
He's coming.
He's coming. Must be a while. I'm this way, big fella.
It seems like this might be the optimal strategy to play a ranged character.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought the archer might be quite nice.
Your quest is to fight.
Okay, it's taken a while.
You got a bit of new music here.
Oh,
and we've got some sound effects on the bow
yes,
as well.
we've got a
Finish him
little swoosh.
off.
Got him. Okay. Poor soul, our revered one. Finish him off. I have finished him off. He's dead.
He's been finished.
Okay. What do I do now?
Maybe return to the
Go
priest.
home, possibly,
Or
let's get going. Head north. I want to get home early. What?
isn't that what he said earlier on the first
Yeah.
day, for lack of a better term?
Do you think I ought to go to the... Be careful on the road. Proceed to the portal of the north. Okay, so it sounds like
I
we
guess
have to
so.
go up to the portal of the north. Where did we get to in the mark scheme?
Game world to story, story to game world.
Oh heavens. I don't even know where to start. I've got absolutely no idea. Oh, I can't activate that.
I am going to have a little look at the document, because I think that will help demystify some of what's going on.
I think so. I'm going to go home and see
Okay.
if that unlocks anything.
Oh,
'cause-
that's interesting. So we've got main quests and side quests, or a main quest and some side quests. So I'll start with just a few of the side quests, because that leaves me with a bit of context here.
I think by the way that there's some
Yeah.
logic here. So I finished him off, but I'm not getting any options to do anything else. Oh, spiders in the woods.
It may be a soft lock there.
Yeah, I think so. I've killed him. If I go back home, I'll rest up, and then when I come out, he's still there, or he comes back. So if I come out, there he is. He's here. It says finish him off. Oh, I'd have to talk to him. E. Okay. I killed him by mistake. No different from me. Then finish it. Steel falls, but destiny fulfilled through total annihilation, absolute silence.
Oh my.
Well, that's quite the ending, isn't it? End your adventure. Wow.
That was an adventure.
And I'm thrown out. Look at that. Perfect. Let's load it back up again.
Okay.
Right. I am boggled, right?
I'll read some of this aloud. I think that would actually help. So we've got a few side quests of like getting communication skills, finding the panda, getting the nunchuck. You can use the nunchuck, talk to the archer. You unlock the archer class. You can get the lizard head. Go talk to the priest. Unlock the priest class. So that's stuff that we've seen.
I did pick up a lizard head. When I defeated the lizard, there was very briefly a lizard head flashed on the screen.
Yeah. The killing the skeletons was a little side quest for the soldier, and there's a side quest for the merchant where you can go fishing. But the main quest, so go to the snowy mountain, ask for the first king, help carry the bamboo for the panda.
Yeah.
Conversations with villagers. There's the side quest to get the mercy ring. Side quests, fight. Okay, go back to the main. There's the panda fight. If you have the mercy ring equipped and you use your communication skills, you can talk the panda down and get his nunchucks as opposed to killing him. Seems killing him also gives you the nunchucks, but you can forgive him as well. Then you get the second kind lizard, as they've described him. Conversations with him, then the fight with him. If you have the mercy ring, you kill him,
where's the mercy,
or you progress.
Where's this mercy ring come from again?
The mercy ring was a side quest response, or rather reward. So you talk to the elder, go to the workshop, find the mercy ring, go back to the elder, apparently is the side quest. But the problem is, this branch here has one node saying lizard fight that splits into 3 nodes of if the mercy ring is equipped, if you press E to forgive, or if you kill him. And then they all converge back to the third king, with only the kill route giving you the lizard head. So I don't think there's much difference between the other routes. And then you fight the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's where it branches more significantly. If the lizard and panda were both left alive, then you get a splitting branch between forgiving or processing him to give end 1 or end 2. I assume that's like the legal process. And then if the lizard or the panda individually are alive, but not both of them, you can choose to kill or forgive, and that gives you ending 3 and ending 4. And then if both of the lizard and the panda are dead, you can kill or forgive, and that gives you the same ending 4 or a new ending 5.
So it sounds like when it says finish him off, I can talk to them rather than kill them.
Yes.
Basically.
But whether you talk to or kill them does different things based off of the number of previous rulers that you've left alive. Yeah. And if you've left both of the previous rulers, you can't kill him. You can only process him, which I assume means put him in jail or something.
Yeah. So, okay, I think I kind of know where this is going to go. So let's talk through the story engine then. So we've got these 2 aspects, game world to story, or mercy ring. What do you want me to do? You want me to get a mercy ring?
Go to the workshop and then find it, I think.
Tell me about... Give? Oh. Go to the workshop.
Check the house.
What's the
Hold on, it says check the house now.
Check the house. What? This house? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I gave away a lot more gold last time before I triggered that.
I think, we may have seen a bug where we were giving away gold, but no gold actually left our possession.
Check the house.
And I have confirmed it is the workshop where you get the Mercy Ring, and I don't know exactly where that is.
No. Also, this is check the house, but I've checked the house and it won't stop.
Okay. So if we want to just count some examples where we've seen the game world interacting, or affecting the story, rather.
Yeah.
So the choices of whether you kill or spare, for lack of a better term, the various rulers, those are narrative choices to, like, begin the fight, but then there are mechanical, like, skill check to see if you can actually beat him or not. And I presume if you have not bought anything from the shop, if you've got no upgrades, if you've got no alternate classes, you might be intended to not easily be able to defeat them. We've got the few different side quests which affect the story. I don't know, do they affect the story, or do they mostly affect the mechanic? That might be a better example of
that's
story to game world.
I think basically for the story engine, despite the kind of craziness of the story, there are actually quite a few examples, right, of where the story affects the game world, and you kind of unlock different classes, you get different objects, etc. Right? So game world to story, I mean, a satisfactory would be some examples, and there's definitely some examples. A good would be a number of examples where the game world impacts the story in important ways, and I think that is true as well, right? It kind of, because it opens up new options, you get, changes to the way you can play. You literally change class, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a consistent interplay between the story and the game world. It feels like there's more like these kind of key kind of points, but I think it's at the good level, probably, game world to story.
And then story, I would think that story to the game world does better than game world to story for this example.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, that's what I'm thinking about, isn't it? Story to game world. Yeah. Sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Story to game world.
Story to game world is definitely a good.
That's definitely a good, because there's plenty of places.
Even between.
Yeah. I think it's a good. I don't think it's a consistent interplay. I think there's a couple of kind of key kind of things.
Yeah.
The game world to story. That's basically, are there places where the story or the story options change according to what you have or how well you've done in the fights or by exploring, etc.?
Yeah, there's the communication skill check as to whether you get the nunchucks from the panda. That is based off of whether you've previously done the required story beats to improve your communication skills. And then there's also the, like, upgrade path, I suppose, of you need to have got the nunchucks or to have killed the lizard in order to unlock those other classes.
Yeah.
But then again, is that story? Because I don't think your class affects, like, how the NPCs talk to you and stuff.
Well, it's no. So that you we're looking for places where the dialogue reacts to the state of the game. So what weapons you have, that kind of thing. So there's obviously some example, because there's a progression lock, right? So I've got to kill the panda before I move on. So there's that. But is there any places where, for example, I get different dialogue? I think
You read the
villagers acknowledge if I've completed a quest. I guess that's another example. Right, but is there anything where it's different according to the art of bow? Finish him off. So what happens if I don't finish him off? How do I not finish him off? E.
Okay, So, reading some of the document that we've been provided, they say communication skills play a huge role in how gameplay systems and story outcomes influence each other.
Yeah.
Improving this stat by buying scripts or choosing the right dialogue options does much more than just lower shop prices. A high negotiation level can significantly weaken bosses, but more importantly, it allows players to form alliances with both the panda and the lizard. However, the story introduces a built-in contradiction. Unlocking the monk class requires collecting lizard head. This means it's impossible to reach an ending where everyone survives, directly tying the class change system to an unavoidable lizard death.
I
Yeah, that's something that I was picking
yeah.
up on earlier.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way they've structured it. I think the problem is the story is so random, right? And your agency is so limited because you don't really know what the hell's going on that it's kind of, it doesn't come across. But they, I think behind the scenes they've actually, done a fair bit of thinking as to the way these different routes interact with one another. So okay, game world to story. There's definitely places where you can't progress in the game in the story until you've completed something in the game world.
There's how much gold you have to give the villagers as well.
Yeah. So there's
Because they say...
so it doesn't feel quite as good to me. It feels like it's maybe at the satisfactory level where there are some examples of where the game world impacts the story, but they're just not as clear or as obvious, and they seem to be quite straightforward. It's things like you've completed a quest, you get different dialogue, you've defeated the enemy, therefore the next part of the story is unlocked, right?
Yeah.
The richness of choices, I think, is going to be an interesting one because there's quite a lot of choices.
Especially mechanical ones with the
Yeah.
multiple classes and the shop and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of kind of diegetic stuff going on. But are any of them interesting choices? Or are they... You see, playing this, I felt like I had no agency. And the reason for that is that I have literally no idea how to make anything happen. And I have no idea what the consequences of my actions are going to be. Like, for example, I wanted to spare the panda, but there wasn't a way to spare the panda as far as I could tell.
But I think there was, but because it was not clear to the player, I think, okay, so a lot of the boxes that we ask the students to check in the development process, I think are present in this game. Yeah. They're just not that well signposted to the player, so you can easily miss them.
Yeah.
But given the context that we have the game document with us, and I can kind of like look between the lines a little bit of what is intended versus what we're seeing directly, and I can guide you a little bit, we do get to see that there's been at least an attempt at some of those like more deep interactions with the game and the story. Yeah, okay. So I think what we're saying then, I guess to paraphrase what you just said, is there are interesting choices, but they're not telegraphed to the player. So when you encounter them, you don't have agency, right? You don't know what you're doing, right? But actually, they do have some significant effects. So that's kind of interesting, right? So I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, I would say that they've got... I mean, a satisfactory would be a number of interesting choices, right? And attempts to manage player agency would bump it up to good. Yeah. So I think... So, and again, it in the structure that they've put in their notes, it sounds like they have some of the classic attempts to manage player agency. So they have this kind of fold-back structure where you can take different routes and then you end up in the same place, for example, right? And they just have a network. It's not just a linear, an excellent would be a network of interesting choices, and that's what they've aimed for, right? But the problem is that it's so poorly signposted that when you get to those choices, you're like, I don't know, it's a lizard. What do I do with this? So I kind of So I kind of feel like we can't. I feel like they knew what they needed to do, and they were aiming for sort of an excellent mark, but they haven't pulled it off, right? That's it has kind of elements of satisfactory and elements of excellent. Yes. So I think perhaps a good. Yeah, I kind of
yeah, I don't know. I think that feels generous to me, given how
Or
random
maybe
it all
somewhere
feels.
between.
But yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It certainly deserves to be between satisfactory and good. It's better than satisfactory, right? They've attempted to do something really interesting. Yeah. So okay, let's move on to the pacing.
Pacing.
And while you do that, I will go home. See, this is what I mean, right? I'm playing the game again, and I'm trying to take different decisions to last time, and I honestly don't know how to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what do I actually do? It feels like I'm on rails, right? Despite the fact we've got this. Okay, Ferris. Okay, there's a lot of stuff about the insane Ferris wheel. That's
So I'd say there's definitely an ascent to the pacing. We though things kind of do happen, as you said, like a little bit randomly and inexplicably. We do have the 3 acts of the panda, followed by the lizard, followed by the minotaur, and they have like a progressing nature to them.
Yeah, I agree.
Ascending pacing with a clear final peak.
Well, we got the minotaur.
Yeah, I think that is
weirdly abrupt ending. And I didn't have any clue about how my choices had led to that point. But yeah, I did have I got to a place, right? So and they're obviously going for kind of these mechanical peaks with the boss fights along the way. But again, it feels like that's what they were aiming for, but the confusion gets in the way. Because instead of feeling like, oh, I'm doing some things and some quests, and now I've got this exciting fight, and now I'm doing some things and some quests, it just feels like stuff is happening, right? And I don't know why.
So perhaps some ascending pacing.
Yeah, I
rather
think,
than with a clear final peak.
Yeah, maybe between the two, right? It's clearly got a final boss fight, and they've attempted to do that. But I think they're trying again. They're going for the excellent and not quite pulling it off, unfortunately. So yeah, halfway between satisfactory and good, perhaps.
All right. In terms of story techniques,
still talking to this blooming lizard. Right. So what do we get? We've got the dialogue, and the dialogue is perfectly fine, and it works. So that definitely gets them to satisfactory. We've got a very simple cutscene at the end where they just flash up the text to tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that detracts from the marks, but I don't think we're going to give them a lot of extra credit for that.
I think so. I think environmental storytelling a little bit with the treasure and the treasure in the house. The people move around, but there's not
the Ferris wheel.
We get the Ferris wheel. So I think maybe there's a nod towards being a second method, right? So I think maybe it's halfway between satisfactory and good. We've got a perfectly good use of dialogue and a kind of a nod towards using some other mechanisms. I've got to talk to the people, but I don't know where they are. Talk to the people.
Okay.
Where are
and
the
then,
people?
last but not least, is the feedback. So this group have very nicely formatted their feedback, and it seems that they've got 2 sections, one for feedback from the demonstrators and one from feedback from others, who I assume are just like friends and playtesters.
Yeah.
So, number 1, received feedback that the communication skill was not significantly impacting the game world and deviated from the combat system. Fair.
I've still no idea what the communication skill was doing.
It helps you in terms of unlocking the don't kill them path.
Yeah,
of the rulers.
Okay. So is that why I couldn't not kill them then? But this is what I mean. It's like I don't know
you
that
don't
that's
know
the
why.
case, right? I mean, I think so. Games like Disco Elysium do a really nice job of this, right? They expose the machinations of the system underneath. And they let you see why you're failing checks, and they let you see what checks you would have and what your chance of succeeding is. And that lets you game the checks, and it turns the it turns the narrative system into another part of the game, right?
So, in order to address that first piece of feedback, they added shop discounts with an increasing level of communication skill, and made combat easier when the communication skill reaches certain levels. Players can choose to fight stronger bosses or interact with the game world in alternative ways by developing their communication skill.
Yeah.
Additionally, if the communication skill is high enough, the panda and lizard can assist the player in the final combat. So that's something we saw of the, do you want to go and get some help before this fight? We would have got the panda and the lizard. Okay. Second piece of feedback. We received feedback that the branching main storyline based on player choices would be difficult to implement. Therefore, we merged the main storyline and instead developed side quests. Players' dialogue choices affect their communication skill, while their actual choices and equipment during combat influence later storylines. These decisions ultimately affect the class that can be unlocked at the game's endings. Okay, so it is. You said, "Oh, we're right at the end here, and now I get to unlock the class." So that is an intended thing. I think that's the earliest you get to unlock it.
Really?
And then third, we received feedback that the game systems were too tightly entangled. As a result, we removed the popularity system and integrated its functionality into the communication system. Initially, the shop system, communication skill, and popularity all interacted with one another. We felt that the popularity system overlapped too much with the communication skill, so it was removed to simplify and clarify the overall design. Yeah, with how complex things are already, having simplified it from a previous version to this, I can imagine has definitely improved its understandability.
Yeah.
And then the other feedback, quests can be difficult to understand, so we added a quest canvas. Very good, very useful. Game is too hard. We added initial items and increased the player damage. Furthermore, we added more items in the shop that suit different classes. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the caveat that we have noticed a couple oddities with the quest, like the scroll in the top left, if sometimes it doesn't update correctly. Outside of that, I think it does effectively help keep us on track with what the developers intend for us to do. Yeah.
Here we go. Yes.
There could have been a more elegant solution, but this solution works.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, satisfactory is feedback was addressed and the changes have been somewhat successful.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like it's there, right? They've kind of, they've done what was suggested of them. So I think I've got to the end of the game now. I deliberately wanted to play differently, and I've ended up with exactly the same ending. Because I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how to change. And I think my communication skill needs to be higher for me to actually have other options.
Have you killed both the... Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Same ending. So I think... Yeah. So I okay, so for feedback, I think I would say we're at the satisfactory level.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your final thoughts on this one?
This game definitely has a lot of moving parts to it.
Yeah.
It feels like there are maybe like one or two many things.
Yeah.
And that if like the existing elements had been polished and perhaps been a bit more clearly communicated to the player, then a smaller product would have ended up being a bit more satisfying.
Yeah.
I do also respect the developers for going out there and trying to make a much larger and like more interactive narrative.
Yeah.
And I do see the ways in which that has succeeded. But the primary way in which it hasn't succeeded is that this game would have been a lot harder to play had we not had the design document sitting with us. If we just walked in with no expectations, no idea of what we were supposed to be doing, I think we would have had a bit of a tough time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the two things that stand out are what you said, just the scale of it, really. I mean, really ambitious, probably too ambitious. And then the second thing I would say is that it was funny, right? It's a funny story, and I think
is my audio cut out there?
No, you're good. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a funny story. It's deliberately played for laughs, and it's ambitious, right? But it's just a shame that they couldn't articulate some of the mechanisms by which you had control over the story to the player, and that makes you feel a bit lost, right? But yeah, you can't fault their ambition, definitely. Shall we move on to our next game? Okay, so our final game for this session is called BackStabbers.
The devious BackStabbers.
Okay, so I like the starts. I like the graphic.
Nice.
The not so sure about the font and the layout. It's a bit skewy, and there's no music. But I like the red graphic. Let's start game. Still no music or anything.
Chief Leon.
You know what I like about criminals? What do I press, do you think? Click, space. Groans. They talk too much. Oh, this is Fox. No. Weirdly stretched Chief Leon as well. And there's Fox, who's very serious. He seems to be carrying a 1930s machine gun. Last thing you remember is a shootout. Next thing you remember is the chair. So I didn't win. You fought alongside two gangs tonight. That makes you either very stupid or very useful. Okay.
Yes.
Depends on your answer. Okay.
Okay. So that's an interesting choice to be presented with this early on.
Yeah. Too early, do you think?
I don't necessarily think too early. I think, well, it depends how well they execute contextualizing our choice here.
Let's do it. Let's help the police. See what happens. I need someone who can walk into gang territory without raising alarms. I appreciate the fact that a second click of the spacebar finishes the text, right? Because I can read a lot quicker than that text is coming out. So we've got to go and steal a package.
Maybe you live.
He's
cutthroat.
I expect. So I'm trying to get a handle on the genre as well. It's kind of this sort of sci-fi, 30s gangsterism. Oh, so Jack is presumably the gangster, and yet you're. So I can tell the truth to Jack. Well, let's lie. Okay, they asked questions. I left.
Funny thing about questions.
Yeah. You are given a radar. Use the minimap to collect the packages. Avoid detection from enemies or else.
Okay.
So, am I being dumped into a game?
We got a bit more gameplay here.
Oh, what? What was that? Oh, I've got a minimap at the top. So I collect the pass. I can't shoot anybody. Packages 1 of 5.
If you get a chance, you may want to adjust the audio down as well.
Yeah. You're right, because we didn't have audio earlier on. There's a package down here.
I think that's their detection, not their health or anything.
It is. It's a bit random. Like the fact that there's no background, so I don't have a bearing on where I am. It's kind of slightly problematic. I don't even know where I've gone. There's definitely some pumping music. There's a package down here. 3 of them. Okay. Package.
Oh, 4 out of 5.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to carry in the corner and adjust the volume, I think. Give me a second.
Sounds good.
Okay,
There we
there
go.
we go. That's better. Oh, where's the other package?
The mini-map helps a little bit, but it's not bounded at the edges of the room.
No.
So
you
we
can't...
don't get a full context of where in the room we are.
No, and there's no background on the floor, so same problem. So I've got no idea what this is. So if I think I'm at the bottom now. Oh.
Ah,
Oh, God.
you just collided with one of them.
Oh, that's frustrating. Okay, so that's the bottom there. We went across the bottom, didn't we? So I'll go across sort of a little bit up. It's because I was looking at the mini-map and not the...
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Go up a bit. Ooh. See if we can find this blooming package. Go up here, go across. Yeah, it's not the most engaging mini game, I'll be honest. Ooh. I think I needed more information on where the packages were. If it gave me just a vague direction would have been helpful.
It is a little difficult to orient yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, lack
Aha!
of... Oh!
Success. Oh my goodness.
Oh, now I've got to drive the
Straight
supplies.
into the driving minigame.
Okay. There's a lot of police cars in this city. Oh, delivery failed. Police took you in. Not to ask questions, to confirm suspicions. They think you work for him, the gang leader. He is brought in. Injured, they execute him.
Oh my goodness.
You are released. No ammo given. This isn't an arrest. It's a test. One officer stays behind. One to finish it stays behind or join the body. What? What's going on now?
What?
I've got a whole
that
new
was an
thing.
ending.
Jump, spacebar, punch is J. I've got a...
Okay.
Is this a person I've got to fight? What's going on? That's Jake. Sprint. Oh no, I can't. Let's run away. Run away. What am I doing? Probably should have delivered the ammo earlier. So I can
So
go
yeah,
left
I
and
assume
right.
they're barring you from shooting for failing the car minigame.
Am I actually hitting him?
Yeah, I think so. His health's going down.
I'm just doing very little damage. I think he just does lots more damage to me.
It's neck and neck.
I've got a... there we go. That was never a fair fight. You still needed me. I needed the situation. You outlived your use. Police run the city. Is that the end?
I presume that must be the end.
Okay, so what we have is a bit like before. We've got a kind of a narrative thread with a number of little mini games going on, and I guess that's the end of the run.
Okay.
So let me restart it, and we'll try the other option at the beginning, and then we'll see what other options we get. Here we go.
Yeah, it seems like you've got a good number of branching options here, peeking over at the narrative structure.
Which is interesting, because I couldn't tell you what any of them were apart from the first one. so let's see what's going on. Oh, there was one, wasn't I? Where there was two, I think, where I actually explicitly made them. Let's talk about the presentation, though. Kind of feels it's got all the elements. It's got sound effects. It's got graphics. It's obviously got graphics. It's got audio, but it does feel a little bit sort of messy, I suppose, in the way it's put together.
Yeah.
Like the sprites aren't quite the same size. The genre's not particularly clear. kind of feels a little bit confused. So I would say that it's, it's either flawed or workable. I think given that it's got all the elements, maybe workable.
Yeah.
So that's going to say not help. So that would put it at the satisfactory level. But like these things, like these. So here's my other choice, right? Tell the truth. So I'm going to tell the truth. I told them what I want to hear and they let me walk. If I do a deal, what deal? Steal a package, hand it over, clean slate. Okay. All right.
So we're having a sense of location being communicated to us here with the choice of like different backgrounds for the different like I don't know, chapters of text for lack of a better word there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think satisfactory is an appropriate level for the presentation in keeping with the way that we've marked other games. How about the mechanics, controls, and bugs?
So the problem is it's different mini games, right? So this is interesting. So we've got to pick up the packages, but now I can see the people but not the packages on the mini map. And previously I could see the packages and not the people.
But not the people.
And presumably that's something to do with my narrative choice. Though again, that's not really been communicated very well, I don't think. Yeah, okay, so in terms of controls, I mean, again, it just about manages to hold it together. It's not particularly intuitive, partly because it just drops you straight into the mini games, and then in fairness, they do have a little thing on the screen telling you what to do. It's just you haven't got time to read it before the mini game starts.
Yeah, it might have like a little like go button before each mini game starts, because that's a jarring transition.
Straight in. Drive the supplies. Yeah. So, oops. Oh, I don't.
You have full like vertical control there. I thought you might be swapping between 3 lanes there.
No, it's that whole kind of which means that clipping is very easy. So in terms of the mechanics, controls, and bugs, we've got a couple of different mini games. We've got the picking up the packages, we've got fighting the guy, we've got the driving little mini game. They're all fairly simple, but that does give you a little bit of variety. The controls for all of them are kind of just about workable. So I would say that it was somewhere between playable and challenging, I guess.
Simple game with few mechanics, awkward controls, or simpler game with few mechanics and usable controls. Somewhere between those.
I think somewhere between.
We haven't seen much in the way of bugs yet.
No, I think somewhere between those two is probably where we are. Game world to story, and story to game world. This is the story engine. So game world to story, presumably, what it's monitoring is whether or not I am successful at the different missions, right?
Yeah.
So but if you think about it, the package mission, I just die, so I have to succeed at that, right? But the package delivery I can succeed or fail at, and that's effectively then picked up on.
Yeah.
And then the fighting one, I just succeed or die. So actually, I think it's just the driving one. Is that the only place where the game world impacts the story?
Let's see. You get the ammo in the fight, whether you've succeeded or not.
That's story in game world, right?
And then... Okay, so we've got... Looking at the graph, we've got the source node of the player gets kidnapped by the new head of police and offered to help the police. And then you can choose yes or no. You get warned about consequences, or you're tasked with stealing a package in the next mission with an ally gang.
Yeah.
So you can double cross the police, or go to the ally gang. Package pickup mini game, delivery of supplies. Yeah, whether you succeed or fail, the gang hideout gets raided. Fight police chief with ammo, or the gang hideout raided gets backstabbed by the ally on the other route. So there's a few different variations of how that fight can play out,
But
with or without ammo,
I think
with the police
yeah.
chief or the alternate
Okay.
ally member,
So
sorry, gang member.
I think what's going on here is their story to game world is actually pretty good, right? Because depending on what's going on in the story, I get different things happening in the games. Okay. So I've got the mini map changing, I've got the ammo or not ammo, it changes who I'm fighting. So story to game world, I think that satisfactory would be some examples of where the story impacts the game world, and a good would be a number of examples in important ways of where and I think we do have a number of examples in relatively important ways, right? So I think story to game world is probably good. Game world to story, though, that's about saying, does your performance in the mini games affect the story, right? And I think the only place it does is actually no, or maybe this one it does as well. It does in the delivery sub game, right? Because if you fail, then you get a different outcome. Yeah. I'm not so sure about the fighting one, partly because I've failed both times. Right, let me restart and see if I can get a different. Because the problem is because your choice is actually whether you succeed or fail, as it were. It's not actually your choice, right? it's just whether or not you're skillful enough to do it, and it turns out I'm not. So yeah, this bit. So I think a story to game world is pretty good, and game world to story would be, I would say, maybe down at the pass. A few sparse or minor examples. So let's not help. There will be consequences. Yes. Tell the truth, which I did last time. Not sure what that does. It's about to throw me into the mini-map game, isn't it? So I can see the people, but not the packages.
So I think the structure of it, now that I understand this a little bit better, is initial choice that is just a yes-no. Second initial choice based off of that, which is also just a dialogue option.
Yeah.
Then mechanical skill check that gives you one of two different branches. Then a second mechanical skill check that branches those into an ending. And the endings, there are a lot that achieve the same outcome. I think there are 4 discrete endings. Police run the city, gangs win, betrayed by an ally, and betrayed by police.
Okay, but again, that's all either your choices or it's game world to story, right?
Yeah.
Story to game world rather. There's very few game world to story bits going on, I think. So I think kind of game world to story is perhaps more at the pass level. A few sparse or minor examples, and it is essentially, do you get caught? Do you fail or succeed in one of the mini games? Crikey, this is actually quite hard because it doesn't snap to the lane, and also it's a bit floaty, so it carries on.
And then the inverse of the story to the game world was a bit better than a pass. Did we say satisfactory?
So I think story. Oh, see, that's the
good.
So I think story to game world, it's verging on good. I think because there are a number of examples of where the story impacts the game world in important ways, as opposed to some. I mean, maybe you could say it's a little bit clunky, so it's halfway between the two. But yeah, I think we've got a story to game world is halfway between satisfactory and good, say, and game world to story is probably at the pass level. That feels probably about right.
How about the richness of choices?
Well, again, the type of choice that it is good. Like, do you go for the police? Do you tell the gang about the police? But the contextualization of those choices is quite poor, so you don't know why. Why should I help the police? Why should I help the gang? Why should I lie? Why should I not lie? Right, and I don't mean just the game choice, the game consequences. I mean the kind of what basis have I got for making this decision, right? Because ultimately it's no different than saying, it's the Stanley Parable. You come to a room with two doors. Do you go down the left door or the right door? It's like, that's not a choice, because I don't know what's down the left door or the right door, right? And here it's a case of, do I trust the police or not? And it's like, well, that's not a choice, because I don't know why I should trust them or why I shouldn't trust them or what's going on. There's no stakes. So I think, and as far as I could tell, there were two places where I made an actual choice, right?
Yeah.
And then I've got these kind of diegetic choices which are made in the game world, but they're not choices either. They're consequences of whether I succeed or fail in the mini games. So I think we've got quite a limited number of choices, and the choices aren't actually that interesting because they're just random, really. So I mean,
all right.
Does that make sense? We've got
I'm following.
I mean, looking at their network structure. So we've got the choice at the beginning, immediately a second choice. Are there any other choices, or is it all down to then, do you succeed?
I think it's then down to, do you succeed? Because you've seen the 4 different ways that the same event can play out, but there's a good amount of variation of mechanically how easy or hard that is based off of your initial first 2 choices.
Yeah. I wonder if I can. I think.
So, okay. Given that, I've also scrolled up and I've looked at their explicit sections titled "How does the narrative impact the game world?" and "How does the game world impact the narrative?"
Yeah.
I think that with the richness of choices, that might not be as strong, but I think that we might have undermarked slightly on the narrative impacting the game world.
Okay.
Because we've got cooperating with the police gives the benefit of the radar, whereas refusing gives you the benefit of... the radar showing you the packages versus the individuals, like the enemies. Supporting the gang causes more police cars to be present in the package delivery mission, which is maybe why we were finding it difficult, because we were doing the choice that led to there being more cars.
Yeah.
And then succeeding or failing will allow you to use the gun or be forced to use melee.
Yeah, but that's story to game world, though, isn't it? So we said it was halfway.
Yeah, they've listed it under the other way around. Story to game world.
So we said that was sort of verging on good.
And then the game world story.
The game world story
refusing to
is
help
the one...
police will cause dialogue with them to be much more aggressive.
Yeah, that's
choosing to help police will make them friendlier.
Yeah, but that's not game world interactions.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I think the game world interactions are purely based on... I think this one is one. I think the fight is one. I think I've lost the fight. I don't even know how I can win the fight, because basically we exchange punches, right? And he does more damage than me. So without the gun, I'm doomed, basically. And I keep getting the same ending because of that. Which is where, again, it comes down to richness of choices, because I don't really have any choice, right? I've got those 2 choices at the beginning, and that's it. So I think what we have is... I don't know, it's almost down... I mean, poor would be few choices, player agency is problematic. Pass is some choices, but only a fewer interesting choices. And I would say that actually it's more of a poor, because they're just random choices. They're not set up. I neither know what the narrative context is for making them, nor what the mechanical impact is. So I've got no reason for making the choice either way. There's only 2 of them.
Yeah, you only get a bit of context really after you've played the first playthrough.
Yeah. And then because the other choices, they're not diegetic, because I'm not actually choosing. I'm just winning or losing the mini games, right?
Yeah.
If I had a choice, if it was a choice of saying, well, I've got to pick up the packages, but I could kill the people, right? Or I can sneak around them, and I make that choice mechanically. That's a narrative choice that you could then pick up with later on and say, oh, you kind of, it causes the gang to trust you more because you didn't kill any of the men, or vice versa, right? So, but it's not like that. It's like,
you're doing the same thing really both ways round. It's just which radar do you have?
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's restart this one more time.
How about the pacing then?
So pacing, I would say a pass is that the pacing is unclear or flat,
Yeah.
and I would say that's where it feels, because I've got quite an extended dialogue section, and then I've got the package mini game, then I've got the race mini game, I've got the fight mini game. But again, it doesn't feel like the narrative is picking up, or the stakes are picking up, or they're represented in the gameplay particularly. I think a poor, no serious attempt to control pacing, it would be a bit unfair, because they clearly have a number of stages that the story develops through, right? So it feels like
Yeah.
you've got Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, the kind of three parts. It's just, it doesn't build. So it's, yeah, I think unclear or flat is exactly right.
And then last but not least, we have feedback.
Oh, we didn't do techniques, did we?
Oh, sorry, no, I've skipped over. Yes,
Yeah. So
storytelling techniques.
what we're looking at here is the main technique, right? And again, they've got effectively a splash screen at the end, but that's not really a technique. It's just a single splash screen with an outcome on it. So I think what they have is a sort of, yeah. I mean, satisfactory would be a fully successful use of at least one game writing technique.
Yeah.
And I think
I think it achieves that through the dialogue.
I think so. It still feels linear to me, right? That's the irony. So if I don't help them, so there will be consequences. So this is the package thing again. So what happens if I lied? So this time I'm going to tell the truth. I told them what to do and they let me walk. So now hopefully I'll be able to see the guards, but not the packages. Only take enemies, right? So they did tell me there. I skipped over it, but because there's a bit too much dialogue as well, I think. Right.
And then this time you'll all be fighting the police chief instead of the rival or the ally gang.
But does that make a difference? Does it actually
We'll
matter?
see. It might just be a reskinned version of the same fight.
Yeah, exactly. If it just changes the appearance. So I think did we finish storytelling techniques? So I think there is a
satisfactory.
I think so, and then you're right. That then moves us on to feedback.
So the feedback given in the first lab was avoid a boss fight in an alternate ending. We were advised not to pursue this approach, as players are always generally expecting a final confrontation that serves as a clear climax to the narrative and mechanical climax.
Yeah.
By removing the boss fight in one of the endings, risks creating an anticlimactic experience that undermines the sense of progression and payoff built through the duration of the game.
Yeah.
Additionally, another piece of feedback that was highlighted upon was the need to make in-game... Oh, sorry, you go.
Before we carry on to that one, I just wanted to comment on the boss fight one. So we said that there wasn't a final peak, and they've left the boss, and they put that in as a final peak. And I think it's just worth saying why we don't think that counts as a final peak. And for me, it's because it narratively, it doesn't feel like it's the climax of anything. And mechanically, it doesn't feel any more special or different than any of the other mini games.
Yeah.
So I think I can understand why they've done it, and they've articulated that, but I'm not convinced that's been successful for them. And now I can't find the next blooming package. Ah, there it is. Oh, we're up this bit again. Sorry, you were feedbacking.
Yes. Additionally, another piece of feedback that was highlighted upon was the need to make in-game dialogue for scenes we don't wish to make. Okay. In essence, the dialogue would make the game more impactful and meaningful in the sense of storytelling. The dialogue should reinforce gameplay mechanics and player choices instead of just stating them. For example, Fox, the main character, is given a radar to detect enemies or packages based on the previous choices.
Yeah.
Dialogue should clearly convey the narrative reasoning behind the advantage or disadvantage prior to the gameplay.
Couple of things. So first of all, I succeeded on my race for the first time. Second of all, this is actually a slightly different way of telling the story than the dialogue. I've got this almost like a subtitles thing going on. Please smooth
Okay.
first. I'm not sure if this one moves quite so well because it's not really that different than the dialogue. So I think our mark probably still stands, but I appreciate the fact they've tried to do something a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, so they were talking about the feedback and the changes.
Yeah, the feedback being that it should be narratively conveyed to the player the advantages and disadvantages
Right.
of having the radar be
Yeah.
for players or for enemies or for packages. They say this approach strengthens immersion, highlights consequences, and creates a stronger link between delivery and gameplay systems.
Right. Use the ammo you picked up earlier. Reload.
You've got shoot as an option now.
Doesn't do anything. Reload.
Oh?
No. Doesn't do anything. Just
Oh, there are
makes,
no projectiles.
Just makes a bang noise.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, well, his health went down. Oh, maybe. Yeah, no. It seems that you shoot him when you shoot to the left. Yeah, the game thinks he's to the left of you instead of to the right. Oh, maybe not.
You really thought this change? Okay. So we won. First time we won. I didn't. Good. Someone else will take the chair. Then they'll deal with you. It's your problem now. Gang wins.
Gang wins.
Okay. So we finally got another ending. Yeah. Okay. So I think that feedback. I mean, it works, but I don't think they did much more than just flag it in the text. So it feels like it's not like they've interpreted it or anything like that. Is there anything else?
No, that's the full feedback. So keeping the boss away from being an alternate ending secret and having it be there for the main story.
Yeah, I think
and
that
then
kind of...
having things communicated via the dialogue mechanically.
I mean, I think they're relatively simple, but I mean, a satisfactory feedback was addressed and the changes have been somewhat successful. So having the boss there, definitely a good idea, but they should have made more to make it a final boss. And then putting the thing in the dialogue, yes, they've done that, but it's kind of hidden in the dialogue. It doesn't really communicate it to you. Yeah, I don't know. And that whole mini game feels like it needs a little bit more signposting. But I still think a satisfactory is okay for feedback.
Mm-hmm. Now that we kind of got to the end and saw the full amount of content in the game, did we have any second thoughts on the meaningful play or perhaps the presentation?
Well, I think the presentation probably stands. The meaningful play. What do we say?
Because now we know what the gun version of the fight looks like.
Yeah, that just makes me think it's more challenging, right? It's kind of. Yeah. Because where did we settle with before?
Between a pass and a satisfactory.
Yeah. So I said, if anything, it pulls it a little bit more down to a pass.
Yeah, because I was seeing the version with the punches, and I was going, oh well, I assume this is like the stripped down version.
Yeah.
And when they have the gun, it will be a little bit easier to see how the combat works.
Yeah.
But then when you got there with the gun, it was a little bit janky still.
Yeah. And the mechanics are, you're probably right. And also we've noticed that the sequence with the car that we thought was just because it was like, oh my goodness, I'm dropped into it. It's actually because it's not very forgiving with the hitboxes, and the car's a bit floaty. So yeah, I think probably that's at the pass level for controls. Okay, final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I like the fact that some of the games, like branches, are determined by a skill check on the player. I think that there could have been a little bit more in terms of grounding the player's choices before giving them the choices.
Yeah. I think it's the main problem here is down to the agency of the player, and it's that point you just made. You're getting them to make blind choices without building up a story to motivate them, and that's problematic. And then the second thing is that instead of making the choices how they solve the problems, they made the choices whether you solve the problems, right, or solve the mini games. And I think it's fine for the game to kind of respond to whether you succeeded or failed, but I think it's much more interesting to have it be about how you went about it. And again, I think kind of so how would you do that? Like I said, maybe you can sneak up on those guys and kill them in the warehouse, and then that causes the story to go in different ways. Maybe when you're trying to get away and get past the police cars, you can escape cleanly, or you can ram the police cars off the road, right? And that makes a difference. So I think those are it's much more interesting when it's about how you play than about whether you succeed. But yeah, again, a nice attempt though to create a kind of branching narrative where kind of all the routes kind of take you on different paths through this kind of network of choices, and it's just a shame that the choices are not interesting, right? In our definition of that, meaning they're informed, they're grey choices, they're just not informed enough, I think. Okay, I think that's our last game. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you again in the next video.
Bye bye for now.